7 points.
Hello, everybody.
I think you're good, though.
Really? I think that we're going to lose to you by like 2 points. We're talking fantasy football before the show even goes on the air. What's going on, everybody? This is Not a Clue Podcast. My name is Brad.
Holy fuck.
That is CD.
I just got my bill from Sally Mae.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
You owe $1.25.
No, Sally Mae's student loan.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said. You owe $1.25.
That go hurt the pockets.
And also, we have one other guy here who didn't say anything yet.
Yes, we can. 2020.
Hey, can I get a loan from your bank
Not if it's student loan related.
for $100,000?
Not if it's student loan related, unfortunately.
Say it's to start a business. To not go broke.
Then you gotta go through business lending.
Fucking $90,000. Damn it.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to do the normal whoring.
Hey, if you guys want to send me money. Holy shit.
CD will open up a Venmo account.
I'll look it up mine.
Anyway, you're listening here at Spreaker.com.
Cash through Facebook. We gotta go fund me,
Nigga, I will come to your house. Sorry.
I will suck your dick.
You saw that number, right? Gotta make sacrifices sometimes in life.
Gotta take one on the chin.
Literally.
You could have jumped out of that, I'm sure you will.
I'll take 10% off. Well, deal. Zip.
5 figures, fuck it.
Zip.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Anyway, you're listening here at Spreaker.com/show/Not-a-Clue-Podcast. Facebook.com/Not-a-Clue-Podcast. Find us on that Twitter thing at Not-a-Clue-Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a couple subscribers in the last week. Also helps that we're doing, the flag football stuff. So it looks like there's more stuff than just
I think we're gonna get a couple more from work.
a couple more.
That's
All that type of stuff.
Oh, nice.
Excuse me, it's a lot more. The mail presence is bigger than when I was there.
Oh, nice. So subscribe to that channel. The name of the channel is Not a Clue, first word. Second is podcast. So let's get the show going here. Everyone's been talking about football and the playoffs. I wanted to start.
Hockey.
A little. Nope. Nah, hey, Rangers are undefeated so far. So that's all. That's all I get. So there we go. Hockey is done. So wait. There's our hockey talk. You're welcome, our one Canadian who listens.
Hey.
That's my boss. He's Canadian.
Hey.
So, I want to talk about the NBA. There's 2 stories that's going around in the NBA. One is gargantuan. The international gargantuan.
Yeah.
The other one was the one I want to talk about first because I want to be different. So, all of us like the NBA. We follow the NBA pretty decently, I assume. I mean, we talk about it all the fucking time, even when it's not even on. So, Kyle Lowry.
Oh, I saw that today.
Got a 1-year extension for $31 million just on that extension. First off, is that a reasonable? Again, we all 3 of us say get what you get.
Well, I know what you're gonna say, and it is just because he is the face of that franchise right now.
Yeah.
With losing DeRozan and then Lowry, not Lowry,
Kawhi.
Leonard. He is. He's the what do you call it? He's
The face of the team.
He's the bridge gap until Siakam takes that next step.
That was going to be my next question.
I think Siakam has the
upside.
Required?
He's got the upside to do that.
He has the talent. I don't want to say he has the talent too. I don't know if he has the mental makeup and all that other stuff. You never know until you don't know. If that makes sense.
In the situation, he got the.
But he can do it. Will he is the question. Kyle Lowry is a proven NBA All-Star.
And he's the leader of the team. Even when Kawhi was there, they still looked at him as the leader.
Yeah.
They did, seriously.
He's a vocal leader. I'd say that. Because any team Kawhi's on, he's going to be the leader. Well, outside of 2 other people, but...
He's just a quiet leader. He leads by example.
Yeah.
Whereas you're going to rely on Lowry to talk people up.
And that's kind of what I meant. Like, he's the guy that...
You got to have both.
Literally, you can put it on a team where the captain, he might be the leader because he's the captain, but you turn to somebody else because that's the person you want.
Not to mention he's a seasoned vet.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. You look at it, say
young guys like Siakam are going to lean on him.
In Miami with UD.
Oh, Udonis has them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect example right there.
Yeah. He's been in the league, 19 years, 18 years, 17 years.
No.
Is it?
Haslam?
He's like 30.
15, I think this is.
He's been around a while.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit before, like the year.
Oh, it's because he actually went to he went 3-4 years in college.
Oh yeah.
So that's why he seems older.
He's old as fuck. NBA, not old.
Yeah.
NBA
old.
Athlete old.
Yeah.
He's athlete old.
Because I'm trying to think. I know there's going to be
Is
not.
that Florida?
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those things where I'm going to correlate it to one of my former. Well, it's not a former hobby. I still love doing it. I have his autographed rookie card, and I think that might have been from 05, maybe, like maybe the year after LeBron and them. I think that's when it was, because I remember trying to capture some Dwayne Wade, Carmelo, and LeBron cards and Bosh cards. Oh, yeah, Darko. Actually, I had a Darko jersey card, and I sold it for like $20 when it came out. Made out like a bandit there.
Talking about getting up that end of that deal.
I did that with a Tebow card, too.
I don't know why I'm stealing your sources. I'm sorry.
Alright.
But it came out just before.
Oh, wait. Sorry, before we go any further, I got to dig myself out of this doghouse just a little bit.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
want to say happy anniversary to my lovely wife. I love you, and I'm sorry.
We crashed the anniversary party. We're actually broadcasting from his bed. This is we're in his bed right now.
Yeah, this is very sleeping in there.
Pretty close. Pretty close. I don't think she understands.
Aaron will take a video of him snoring on the table because she's like, "No, you're not good enough for the couch."
I get to sleep?
Yeah, but only on the table.
Motherfucker, I gotta stand in the corner holding books.
Just sleep with the dog crate.
Nope.
He's gonna hold the dollar against the wall with the nose.
Oh no!
She don't trust me with money right now?
It just works.
Okay, wait, no, a penny.
She knows the bill.
But it came out just before the excuse me. Came out just before our show that Kyle Lowry would have demanded a trade. He would have forced a deal to the destination of his choosing if the Raps didn't extend him even this 1 year.
They couldn't. He couldn't enough. He can posture. He has no leverage.
Exactly.
Like
It was the last year. It was the last year of his deal. So I mean,
he has no leverage. Like he can say I want to be traded, and he can trade him whatever the fuck he wants.
Exactly. He doesn't have the. It's not like he has a no trade clause.
And he's not a superstar. He's a really, really good player.
he's a really good player.
So, like,
If your team had him, would you be happy?
the Knicks, right now, absolutely.
Okay. But
I said we could use that for the locker room.
Oh, not even just that. He's still a hell of a good
I know,
player.
but still,
The
the
pre- the pre-
young guys, the president in the locker room would help him.
again, that kind of leader, teams want.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And I guarantee you, if he came right out and said, "Trade me or else," he'll pull an AD type thing or whatever, where he'll claim an injury and keeps himself kind of minimal. I guarantee you, there'd have been 10 teams probably calling for him.
Yeah, definitely. He's a top 15, top 10 point guard.
He does a little bit of everything.
He's a top 10. He doesn't do nothing great.
But
He does a couple things really good.
I call him the
And
jack of all trades.
Yeah.
It's just he's not the amazing jack of all trades. He's not,
if he's your point guard, you're not hurting.
no.
He's not gonna hurt you.
No, he won't.
Like I said, in this era of, and we're in an era of really, really, really good point guard play. He's a legit top 10 player, top 10 point guard. Excuse me, not player. He's a legit top 10 point guard.
When would you say that era started?
Oh.
That's a good question.
The easy answer might be Chris Paul, Darren Williams,
That's what I was thinking too.
but I think it might be just a little bit before. Like they,
Kid?
well,
Is it a Kid Nash era?
I was thinking Kid Nash, Tony Parker. It started to translate when it went from when the game moved from inside to outside. The emphasis was put more
On the points.
on not even just a point. I just think that's a byproduct of the just everybody wanting the ball in their hands, so
Yeah.
everybody wanting to be a guard again. But I just think like right now, just you can throw a rock and hit a really, 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 really good point guard in the league right now. So
You actually can throw a rock and hit a pretty good handling anybody right now.
yeah,
Because
Even big men
people who are listed, yeah.
can be terrible.
And then you got guys who are
It's
playing.
not amazing.
Then you got guys playing guard that are 6'7", 6'8", and above.
Remember when just 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when Penny came out, I was like, holy shit, look at the big guard.
Yeah.
Now you got to go under 6'3", and you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
How can you play this game?
That's why Chris Paul does not get enough credit. For as much of a dick as people say he is, he doesn't get enough credit.
He's a hell of a basketball player.
First ballot Hall of Famer. Top 10 point guard of all time.
Actually,
He's had points to career, which helps.
I am honestly super glad you said that.
Like,
I never equate what you do in the postseason to your regular season. Like when I'm saying this, I'm talking about because you get in the Hall of Fame off your regular season, not off the you playoffs help.
I was gonna say you can make it based on playoff.
They push. They can help push a borderliner in a little bit more. But if you're great, you're great.
I'm glad you said that because that actually gives me something that Bleacher Report did a couple weeks ago of the top 10 point guards of all time. They have CP3 at 5.
No.
Do you want to let you know who he's ahead of?
Or
I can just take a guess. He's probably ahead of. And then I'm just thinking of people he's ahead of that I don't think he should be ahead of. Gary Payton.
Gary Payton is not even on this list.
which is insane.
The best defensive point guard, and my knowledge only goes back so far. Obviously,
I've seen some of the greats play.
I grew up admiring Gary.
Yeah,
Payton.
like this, like right here.
The reason why they're off 20. GP.
I don't even know if I would have him above.
Like we didn't see him.
No.
The big O.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would. See, then
But we didn't
you're
see
getting into
him.
the high. Yeah, I'm saying, but with him, you're getting into the hybrid guard, like Trace McGrady.
Yeah.
But he was listed as a point guard though.
Okay.
Tracy McGrady was listed as a shooting guard, small forward, technically.
Yeah, but then he progressed to running.
Yeah.
But like when I say point, I mean just true point guards. I'm talking about your Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd's on the list.
Jason Kidd should be number 3.
Jason Kidd is 7 on this.
7 on the list.
I don't care about this list.
This is Bleacher Report though. This isn't like these.
Who did it from Bleacher Report though?
Somebody who runs the Sideline Hoops version on.
They got Steph at 2.
Steph who?
All right.
You know what? I did see this. No, I saw something like this. This is ridiculous.
Magic Johnson on 1.
Obviously.
Which.
And Isaiah Thomas is number 2.
Nope, he's 10.
Yeah.
Isaiah's
10.
Isaiah's number 2.
They have Russ at 9.
Oh my goodness.
They have Nash at 8, Kidd at 7, Stockton at 6. They have CP3 at 5.
I'm done.
They have the logo at 4.
I'm done.
The Big O at 3. Steph at 2, and Magic at 1.
I'm done.
That's a.
Again.
I wanted to talk about this last week, but we didn't.
When it's all said and done, if Curry stays
On this.
trajectory, I can understand he might crack the top 5. Wait, come on, be serious. If you're picking right now and you want a point guard, who are you going to take? Gary Payton or Steph Curry? Not someone that's going to pull up from 40. I'm talking about you want someone that's going to run your team.
Honestly,
And where do you want the league? You want the league on defense. My personal opinion.
Well, we know how you feel about defense.
we definitely do know how he feels about the D.
I love the D.
But I'm being honestly, if you're lining all these people up and you're not looking for a scorer, you're looking for someone that's going to run your team.
Gary Payton.
I'm going to take Magic first.
Oh,
I mean, out of the 2 you said.
Out of the 2 you
I'm
said.
just talking about in general. I'm going to take Magic. Then
Magic did everything.
I'm taking Kidd. And then I'm taking Peyton. And then I'm taking Stockton.
So here's a question: is AI not being on this list salvageable?
I don't think he has a point.
He's tricky.
He's a hybrid, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's the best scoring point guard I've ever seen. If you want to consider him a point guard. But no, I'm not going to start the team. No. He had too many liabilities. He's a great player.
He was a hell of a game for on defense. Paid off a lot for him.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I just know that the 3 of us are big Iverson fans.
I love that.
Which is why I wanted to bring his name up, just because.
But it made basketball fun to watch.
His career stats: 26.7 points, He had 6.2 assists, 4 rebounds a game. That's not bad at all.
He had the most heart out of the heart size comparison. I don't think he had the heart of a 7'7" person. If that makes sense.
No, I agree.
His desire to win, I think, was better than all those other people on that list. It's just who he is. That's how he carried himself.
He had desire and talent, which is a scary combination when it's done right.
Yeah, and he was a scary player.
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 seasons over 30 points a game. 4 seasons over 30 points a game. That's some heavy duty shit.
He carried.
I think people forget because we're getting older.
Literally, they need the second best player on that team.
I can't. Was it you? Or was it before you?
Aaron McKee. Eric Snow, maybe.
When Aaron McKee or Eric Snow are the names you're bringing up.
Not Tyrone. Yeah, Ty Hill.
He carried the 18.
That's why I don't think Dwight Howard. Just jump off subject. Dwight Howard does not get enough credit for his greatness. He carried the team.
He carried the magic
on his whatever you call those things he has for shoulders.
We talked about this because remember like Rashard Lewis was the number 2 player.
He was a really good player, but
very talented at everything he did, but he's not a superstar. He's not someone you can go, hey.
He got paid like one.
I know.
Yes. Sorry,
well,
Dodgers up 1-0.
So did he with Jerkaloo.
I love Tidu. I hate to say it, I love Tidu.
My brother was a huge Tidu fan.
I was like that whole Sacramento bunch, Pager, Vladdy, J. Will, Webb. I love that team. They got robbed. I think that might be one of the best teams to never win a championship.
That was another point guard that I enjoyed watching.
Mm-hmm. I honestly, like every now and again, I'll go back and watch his highlights on YouTube.
Oh, God, dude, it's
just amazing. All right, sorry.
No, you're fine.
We usually do that.
And that's why I wanted to bring this up because I knew that would spawn a pretty good conversation. Honestly,
I forgot to change my glasses.
That's okay. But I knew it would be a good conversation. Seriously, because A, basketball, and B, this goes to an all-time thing, and opinions can vary when it comes to things. But I when I saw this list, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And that's why I immediately saved it so that I could talk about
it's
it.
One of those talking points. I don't know if they did it for shock value or their biases came into it. So
I was going to say it might be based on, having Steph as high as he is, because right now Steph is the height.
Because you're trying to tell me if Steph goes out and gets better, he can move to number 1.
Now,
if he gets better and wins 2 more MVPs, or if he gets another 2 championships and wins another 2 MVPs, how can you not move him up a list or something like that?
Move him to 1. And then,
that's why it's too early in his career. Even though it's not early in his career, it's too early in his career for to say something like that.
If you're doing a list like this next one I'm about ready to read you from ESPN, the top 10 shooters of the decade.
Of the decade, I would.
Of this decade, right now.
If you want to put Steph as a top, if you want to put him in an all-time and rank him number 2, number 1, number 3, I am definitely okay with that.
For shooters?
For shooters. But just when you say point guard, and I'm not a basketball purist, but when I say point guard, I don't look at Steph as a point guard. I look at Steph as a shooting guard playing the point. Same thing with Iverson. He was a shooting guard playing the point.
That's how I feel too.
When I look at point guard, I'm talking Chris Webber, Jason Kidd. Even if you're a scoring point guard, I'm okay with that. But he's not a scoring.
Chris Webber at point?
Chris Paul. Excuse me.
I think he slipped up.
Chris Paul, excuse me.
He's a big Chris Webber fan, though.
I am. I think Chris Webber should be in the Hall of Fame. But that's neither here nor there.
Damn it, doesn't reach.
Get another.
Don't worry about it.
But I think of a Jason Kidd, a Gary Payton, a John Stockton, who I think does not get enough credit. He is a top 25 player of all time.
I love how you just did that.
Because I'm thinking I probably could, maybe not even top 25, but he's better than Steph Curry. If Steph Curry's career ended right now, I would take John Stockton's career over Steph Curry. Just me. I think Stockton is one of the most underrated great players in the last 25
Stockton
years.
did everything you asked of him. And that's what
And more.
And that's what made him who he is. Like,
Yeah.
like the little things that you wouldn't think, like the screens he would set. People used to hate getting screened by Stockton. He's a little tiny boy.
Actually, they always said that combo of him and Hornacek setting screens was lethal.
I love Hornacek too.
Hornacek was.
I used to go like that shooting free throws. You know, I used to do like that. That's how much I was like Jeff Hornacek fan. I didn't make my free throws, but
So you weren't really like Hornacek. That man was like a 90% free throw shooter. But the top 10 shooters of the decade, according to ESPN, I'll go 10-1 because we pretty much know who number 1 is.
I'm gonna punch somebody in the face. I can already tell you from this list.
Kyle Korver 10. Okay, you didn't object on this one. Okay.
Well, I gotta see who he's.
Yeah, who's above him?
JJ Redick 9. Dame Lillard 8.
Get the fuck out of here. And I love Dame. I think you know my affinity for Dame. I thought Dame was the best point guard in the NBA last year.
And I can say this. I don't think he's one of the better shooters. You put pressure on him, though, and he becomes one of the
He's
better
clutch. Clutch as fuck.
And I think that is where they're getting this confused with shooting.
I'm not worried. Like I'm going to leave him open in the corner before I leave Redick or Korver open.
Yes, I agree. 100% I agree.
So there we go.
CP3 7. Dirk is 6.
What?
Fuck out of here. I'm done.
Chris Paul?
Dude, Chris Paul's a good shooter.
What?
Is it shooter or range shooter?
It just says top 10 shooters.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? My brain took it as 3-point. I can see that because Dame has his 17, 18 footer is legit deadly. Okay, I'm okay with that. Thing. Okay,
Dirk 6. Harden 5. Clay 4. LeBron 3.
I'm done.
Durant 2. Steph 1.
I'm done.
LeBron 3.
No,
No,
when you don't have Clay, the best shooting back. They're the best shooting backcourt. Period. Clay. If you're teaching a jump shot,
you want
you
Klay
take a
Thompson.
picture of Klay Thompson.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing. He's got like the purest form.
Can I ask you a question? Did Ray Allen play in this decade?
Yes.
Is he on that list?
No.
Then that list is null and void. I don't care if he didn't play the full decade.
Carmelo Anthony played in the decade.
I'm not gonna put Carmelo on the list. I love Melo.
Scoring wise, he can score. It's different than
Yeah,
shooting.
if he gets hot, he's hot. But
Streaky.
Ray Allen played in this decade.
Mm-hmm.
He's not on that list. I don't give a fuck if he didn't play the whole decade. It didn't say who played in this decade. I mean, who played the full decade.
Yeah.
It
It's
says
just
top
in
10
this
shooters
decade.
of this decade. He played, 4 years in this decade?
2014.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he's eligible for the Hall, so yeah.
2014, 15-ish?
Yeah.
Give me 4 years of his shooting. Ray. And no, I'm not mad at LeBron.
I don't think he should be number 3 on the list.
I'm just trying to think of.
Because I don't think LeBron's mid-range game warrants him to be in that point. His shooting is not shooting. His shooting is layups. It's evolved over the years, yes.
His turnaround is deadly, though.
It's evolved over the years.
turnaround
But I
is
still don't think that he belongs as a number 3 on the top 10 shooters of the decade.
God, no.
Maybe 10? I can see that. But Korver and Redick belong above him for shooters.
Absolutely. And I think LeBron's the best player in the NBA.
It's just shooting is the weakest point of his game.
He should not be on that list.
No, I agree.
I'm just trying to think of who I would replace him with. I'm drawing a blank right now, which is bothering me. Give me ISO Joe over him.
Joe Johnson.
I hate to say it. Give me P. No. I was gonna say P squared, but no. I'd put ISO Joe on that above him.
He was a hell. Oh, excuse me.
What about PG3 with his mid-range game?
Developing more, I think, when he first came in, his shot wasn't consistent.
He wasn't the way he is now.
But
He's developed into a good shooter.
what about Danny Green?
I don't think you see enough of him. Everyone on that list is a starter.
Danny Green.
No,
was
that's not true. That's
he
not
was
true.
a starter.
Kyle Korver's not a starter.
Exactly. Danny Green was a starter. He just was known more for his defense than his actual shooting.
I still wouldn't put him on that list. I don't think so.
I'm just throwing some names that could be on this list because they shoot well.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. And as you said them, I'm thinking like...
Because you gotta think a lot of the role players are actual shooters in the league.
Yeah.
It's just most of the people on this list are or were superstars at one point, except for people like Corbin.
The bottom two.
Exactly.
But they are great shooters, though.
Oh, absolutely. You can't have a list and not have them two on it.
I agree completely. Because I'm sitting here going, okay, if he doesn't object to the bottom two, then I know we're doing okay.
I'm just trying to think of... Like, I love LeBron. Best player in the NBA. You can make an argument for him as the best player, period. History of the game.
Yeah.
If you argue against it, I'm not mad. If you argue for it, I'm not mad. But that might be the fifth best thing I think about when I think of LeBron.
Is the shooting.
Yeah.
It's
a distant fifth.
Yeah.
I don't want to quickly divert for 1 second, but I just looked at your score in the Chicken Coop Fantasy League. You have 300 points.
I know.
297 points. Holy fuck. You dominated this week.
Yep.
You really, really
I
did.
dominated in 7 different leagues.
I need an 80-point day from Kittle and Joe in order to...
Listen, in our league, if the dude gets 100 points from his 3 players, he still will lose by 20 points. Almost.
The guy that we're going against is over 100 behind us.
It's dude not even in triple figures. I don't believe that I'm going up against.
Yeah, he's not either.
No, I'm lying. He's big. He's 20 something, I think. So no, if he gets 100 points, he probably.
We had a good show.
All right, let me shut up now.
From our running backs this week.
Yeah, we in that league.
One team I have Aaron Jones and Christian McCaffrey.
This is we had Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones
the Eagles defense.
And Russell Wilson.
and
Russell Wilson as my quarterback.
I said we wasn't on the bench, so we could have got even more points.
I know in one of my other leagues, I have Aaron Jones, Christian McCaffrey, and Russell Wilson.
Hey, we're winning.
In this league, you had Wilson and Jones.
Yep.
In our in the big money league there, we're at 222.5. The guy we're going against is at 51.
I had
That is nuts.
I had Will Fuller on the bench in one of my leagues.
Look at this score that I'm getting crushed on. In Josh's league.
Oh yeah, I forgot to take Devontae Adams out.
But in Josh's league, whoever the Skull Crushers is projected well over 300 points, and I'm at 200.
I'm not too bad. I'm not too far behind in that league. I don't even think I'm going to break 175.
I'm probably going to be last in that league because some reason every time I go against somebody, they fucking
Have a great week.
yeah. I can put up 200 and some odd points and still lose.
I'm mad because if Wayne Gallman gives me just 5 points, I think I'm good in out the league.
Yeah.
But him getting out with only 1 point destroyed me in that one.
I was going to say, he got hurt, so that really didn't.
And then I would have taken him out for Josh.
Jacobs?
Yeah. But he was going up against Chicago, who.
Shut people down.
So what does he do? He goes 120
Yeah, I was going to say.
2 scores. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was going to say, I kept him in my lab league. I was going against the number 1 person, and I have like all the players that scored a shitload of points. I had them all playing. In this league, no one ever cracks 200 because it's a very low scoring league. Yeah, I made it 200, and the person I'm going against only has like 80.
Nice.
Yeah, usually like if you get 120, you're set in this league. When you hit 200, yeah, no one's
That's the
touching
first
you.
time in the Dolphins league. It's the first time I've ever seen anyone hit 200, and just this week alone, was it 4 or 5 people have 200?
I was gonna say, I know you and I know us.
You know what
us here at the table do.
He increased bonus points
Yeah.
because last year I think it was a max was 5 for like the 450-yard passing game or something like that. Now it's 10 or something.
Oh, okay. So, and let's go to the other story in the NBA. I didn't mean to change topics really quick. We'll go back to fantasy in a minute. The Daryl Morey situation with China and Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
I have to throw Hong Kong in there because that's the reason for this whole thing. The tweet that he put, it was 7 words, and the gist of it was he stood with Hong Kong. And China, who is the basic right owner to Hong Kong, fought back and is now disallowing they have now disavowed the Rockets, not allowing any of the Rockets affiliate G League thing to go there. NBA China has basically stopped all connections with certain members of the NBA, and Adam Silver may not have helped the situation by coming out and saying he stands by it, just like he does when people speak out against the police, about politics, about this. That's their right to do it. That's the right as this country.
I respect that. Adam Silver's a very progressive.
But this is a little different because that is billions of dollars that the NBA gets, because they actually figured it out. Half the money actually comes from overseas.
But if you're gonna you can't let money be the underlying cause. If you're gonna stand on your soapbox.
No, but this is where this is where that line can get suddenly hit instead of crossed. Hit.
But I think the NBA is doing the right thing. Like, he's doing the right thing by standing behind the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Because the NBA is a...
And Maury and the Rockets and members of the Rockets have all come out and said, hey, we're sorry, blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't have to do this. They really don't. They could have doubled down.
Well, no, the Rockets are contemplating letting Maury go.
Yes, but the thing is, though, I think that's a bad idea because that's actually going to... Oh, sorry. What you got?
Cardinals, Braves going into extras.
Ooh, nice. I tried to hit the button and I missed it.
That's all good. That's what I was trying.
I almost hit this one instead.
When the teacher puts a test, I know I'm in the middle.
That's his favorite thing to do anymore.
Flashback.
I know. Actually, I haven't even done that when we've done the touche thing in a long time either, because there's so many other sound effects now that we don't have to do.
We don't need the sound
effects. Yeah. Because I literally, I'm trying to click it, but my mouse was not, my greasy fingers did not allow it to go. So I'm clicking, like you can actually see.
Some crack on
yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Actually, I just scooped it all away. I had a lot of it over here.
Yeah, I'll get it later.
But if they start losing money, back to what I was going to say just beforehand. That's not that could actually project that into more of the spotlight if they let Maury go. Personal opinion. If they let him go, that could make that look even worse. Like that could actually backfire in different directions.
I think on the Rockets itself, or even the NBA so much.
Yeah.
I think it's like a personal decision type thing. Because I was always saying that he's okay with them speaking their mind because it's their right to do so. If he was the one to say, all right, Maury, you got to leave the NBA now, then that's going to look bad. But if the Rockets are contemplating it, they might have other reasons, and this might just be a compounding factor to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we're not in their meeting, we don't know what the issues might have been coming up to this, or what.
Before we go any further, no, never mind. I'll bring it up later.
Okay.
We don't know
later in the show or after the show?
In the show.
Okay.
It's a show topic.
We don't know if this is the straw that broke the camel's back and everything. If they do let him go.
But you got to look at it this way. If they're disassociating themselves, even Yao Ming is disassociating himself, and that's a big blow.
He has to.
But still, I mean, but regardless, that's a big blow. Because if the literal face of that entire country that's associated with the NBA is pulling.
He has to though. I think it's a difference if he wanted to and did it. I don't think it's a free will him doing it.
And again, that goes to the communistic thing. That goes into political sense that technically that's a slope that I know we hate going on in the show. But this became a big topic that I kind of wanted to get out there just to,
It is, honestly, and with CD he has to do it.
He has to.
I'm sure he still has a lot of love for the organization.
Oh, I bet he does too.
And I'm sure it puts him at a crossroad with it being his former organization
and
against his country. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure this is
that's the proverbial rock in a hard place.
Yes. For him, this is going to be tearing him apart. But
I bet you
publicly, he has to go with China. Like, it has to be that way. Otherwise, he's got to leave the country.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't feel that way, which I believe he does. But I know the point you're getting at.
especially with the relations with China in general, with the U.S. and China.
I mean, look at her. I think it's a political hotbed, but I think it'll be done in a new cycle.
But that's also where I go to the whole. If they let him go, I think that'll keep flames going a little bit.
I think it'll get the not the diehards. You're gonna have people on each side. You should let him go. You shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't get let go, those people are gonna rise up. It's gonna make a story for a minute. Then and if you let him go, those people will rise up. It's gonna be a story. We live in such a secular. Not secular.
I was gonna say fickle because that's what you
Actually,
literally.
The attention span of a sport.
Listen, they did a study.
What was that?
They did a study.
That was a
you have to
noise.
give people information in spurts now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's why, and to go to what you do, the whole you watch the Snapchat stories to get a lot of sports highlights and highlights of things, and that because they actually have found like ESPN gets like hundreds of thousands of the views on their short Sports Center videos and their short little shows that they do through Snapchat, which is crazy.
It's just,
And that's per day. That's not like in that 24-hour cycle that thing stays up.
the only reason why I do it is because I don't have cable access. I don't have to watch it every morning when I get up.
because you're cheap.
Damn straight.
I'm not mad at you. Wait. It wasn't derogatory. I was just making.
I know.
I was making a statement of fact.
I like that one.
I ain't mad at you.
Wow, listen to him. Crooning. We just got like 40.
You're fucking me up, Keith.
No, is that her singing that then to him?
No, that's him.
Oh, okay.
He's got a serenade me.
Yeah, but he can't say that because
You ain't mad at me.
he'll sing "Let's Get It On" and she'll be like, "No."
Let's get on your ass on the couch.
Yeah, put that hole back in the couch. With cushion on it.
Listen, let's stop making jokes, bitch.
She's secretly listening.
She does. She might forgive me. Fucking, I put flowers in the fucking car. Shut up, bitches.
Anywho, let's go to one other NBA news that
How much I love my wife.
has just come across that there has been a Darko sighting in Serbia.
I just was reading that, and it's funny because we just brought that up earlier.
Yep.
He's talking about a comeback.
Pictures of the numbers.
Comeback.
I've been here for years.
He's literally been there for years. But Twitter, I guess, is going nuts over it. So
Fucking Julian Edelman is pissing me off. He's always fucking questionable.
yeah, well, so is Mark Andrews, and
So is everybody on my team.
one of these weeks it's going to come back and hurt somebody badly because they're going to be like, oh, he's going to play, and then last minute you're busy, you can't get a chance, or like with us, we're at the can't get service or some shit.
I was just about to say that because we were talking about trades yesterday, and I couldn't fucking pull up my team to look at what anything to do.
So let's go. Speaking of football, the big news this morning at 5:05 this morning was Jay Gruden was fired.
That's so bad. It's like, how do you wake up to?
Wake up! You're gone!
They must know he gets up at 5 o'clock or something like that.
3:30 or 4 o'clock he gets
Okay.
up, and so he had a message, a voice message and a text message, I guess, saying meeting at the office at 5 a.m. The writing was on the wall. Oh, we said it before.
It's been on the
Yeah.
wall.
I'd have called out.
I can't make the meeting today.
It's my anniversary. I can't go. I had to do it. Sorry. Finger guns.
Fuck your couch, nigga.
Fuck your finger guns.
No, fuck your couch.
You doing something on the couch.
That's why it was sticky last time I was here.
I'm always in trouble. I forgot something last time.
Sounds
I'm
like,
always in a sticky situation.
oh, dun dun dun. We're way off topic suddenly.
Suddenly. I
Okay.
was going to say.
We are the ADD of podcast. Hi, this is Not a Clue Podcast. So his overall record was 35, 49, and 1. They gave him plenty of time. It's not like it was one of these 2-season, maybe partway through the
You
second
know what
season.
it is?
It's the ownership?
Yep, I was going to say they're the New York Knicks of football.
Yeah. Owners got too much.
God, that's such an insult, too. That really is.
To either
His man's
franchise.
too in the pot.
Same thing with Dolan.
And I agree.
You gotta find that. Well, you can't also have family members do it like the Cowboys do, but like lately it's been a happy medium with them. Jerry Jones might want something, but Steven's like, come on, Dad.
When you're not afraid to push back.
Yeah, like he'll say, "Hey, no, Dad, no."
Yeah.
Like he wanted Manziel, Jerry did, and Steven's like, "No. If we can get him later, yes.
Exactly.
Now, no."
Like I don't know if the Snyder clan has that. If he has that respect for the people under him. Like Jerry Jones.
How tough is it saying Snyder Clan when the name of the team is the Redskins? But anyway, go on.
She says, you're really helping the anniversary.
Sorry.
Really helping the anniversary.
I had to.
But I don't know if, like, Jerry Jones, as he gets older, he steps back a little bit. I don't know if Daniel Snyder does that.
Yeah.
And I know James Dolan doesn't.
Well, no. James Dolan doubles down and kicks people out.
Charles Oakley.
No, I'm talking about fans. Remember how he kicked out those fans for saying sell the Knicks? Excuse me? Do you like your seats? Get out.
Charles Oakley.
Let's not talk.
Charles Oakley's a treasure.
Now just imagine if Anthony Mason was still alive and he tried that with him.
It would have went the same way it went with Oakley.
Oh, I think Mason would have actually went to...
I think Oakley.
I think Oakley would too.
I think Oakley, it went as bad as it was going to give Oakley. You see how many security guard? He knows who to fuck with.
Yeah. No. Could you imagine if they both were sitting there?
He would have just walked out. He would have just.
He would have said nothing.
He'd be like, "Hey guys, how you doing? Made it look good. I see you."
He'd have walked by. I ain't mad at ya.
He'd walk by with like little bits of money for him. Just be like, keep it, stay here.
Make it rain, bitches.
I don't care if that kid caught it next to you. It's still good.
Damn, we really do get off topic.
We do. We really do. But I mean, that kind of went hand in hand with what we were talking about.
Yeah, the Snyder family being too.
But what happens if they beat the Patriots? This is the whole worst what if game. No, the Redskins.
The Redskins last week.
Yesterday.
They started at the 7-0 lead.
And then it was still 12-7 at half or whatever the hell it was.
I didn't think it was a. I didn't think there was a chance.
He might have lasted another week if they would have won. And that would have been it.
I was going to say, how much time would that have bought him? Okay,
None.
He answered that question.
None.
If they beat the Patriots, they wouldn't have fired him.
Not that week. They would have played Tillman and lost.
Okay.
And that's what it would have been.
Okay.
I think they would have fired him. So I think he was being fired this week regardless.
Oh, okay. But
Because they're going into their bye week, right?
I think so.
That's why I think he's going, period.
That's why they got time to.
Just some update.
Oh, wait, let me.
No, it's not a breaking news.
Oh, I was actually on the thing, ready to go.
Bottom of the 10th.
Yeah.
St. Louis has the first two batters on.
Mm-hmm.
None out. They Colton Wong led off with a ground rule double. They walked Goldie intentionally. Marcell Ozuna is up with the game-winning run
God, he had 2 home runs already in this game.
at second base.
That was the one thing I liked about today. There was baseball on all day.
I wasn't able to watch or face. I wasn't able to pay attention to any of it.
I tried calling because, again, I got my phone fucking up and I had another phone call from something. And when I called back, nothing. So I was like,
I was in meetings or on the road or pretty much all day.
Plus my daughter's little sister is super sick and vomiting everywhere. So I didn't want to go visit and interrupt all that because, I know how that is. And if I get there, she's going to want to sit with me and then she'll probably vomit all on me. And I really didn't want that either.
Nice.
So, yeah. Because she goes, that's my brat, not yours, sissy. And she'll sit on my lap and take all the attention away from my daughter. So, yeah, that's why I figured it would be better for the family that way. But, so I was in between watching that and just some like NFL Live and High Noon and shit like that. So,
I haven't been able to watch anything all day.
I worked.
Yeah, and Monday's my normal day off. So
I worked and then I pooped and then I came here to eat Taco Bell, so I'm going to go home and poop again.
Hi, well, yeah.
I woke up, I pooped, got in the car, drove, sat around for a little while, meetings, got back in the car, drove, came back, had a meeting, and then I came home.
This has been How Many Bowel Movements Has Not a Clue Podcast Had in One Day? Because I also had one myself. I woke up and had to do that because I had Chinese food And then about an hour later, fell asleep. I fell asleep at about middle of third quarter of every game.
Quick update.
Oh, here we go.
Marcell Ozuna grounds into a fielder's choice. Goldschmidt out at second. Colton Long to third base.
What score of the Dodger game? Last I knew it was 1-0, but just in case there's something, because I haven't had a chance to check. It's probably still 1-0.
1-0-2-0.
All right, go Dodgers. Finish that series.
1-0 Keith.
Fly ball.
Fly ball.
Cut. So, other news in football. The Titans released Cairo Santos because he missed 4 field goals on Sunday. Did you see who they brought in? Speaking of missing field goals, Cody Parkey.
Nice.
The Bears kicker who double doinked.
Your favorite Bear of all time.
Yeah, he double doinked. And so is that an over... I hate how teams will instantly overreact and just cut a kicker for one bad game. You don't cut a quarterback for one bad game or cut a wideout for having 4 drops in one game. Because if you do, there'd be a lot of wide receivers and shit without a job.
The only way I could combat that is there's minimal defense towards the kicker. Him missing is just him missing, as opposed to a quarterback having a bad day. He's got things to do. Like, all the kicker has to do is look, take 3 steps, and kick. Obviously, he has people coming and try to block the kick, but his safety is pretty much... So
I still think it's overreacting to cut, especially one who's been in the league long enough.
Depends on how he's been in practice lately.
True. Well, look at Vinatieri. Vinatieri, they even said had been struggling in practices and stuff. But Adam Vinatieri's also been around.
Yeah,
since.
I was gonna say Vinatieri's 413.
Adam Vinatieri has been around.
Breaking news.
Oh, here we go.
St. Louis Cardinals, bottom of the 10th. St. Louis Cardinals beat the Atlanta Braves 5-4. Yadier Molina hit a sacrifice fly to left field, scoring Colton Wong. Again, St. Louis 5, Atlanta 4. The series is now tied 2-2, going into Game 5.
Back in Atlanta. See, I love playoff ball.
Okay.
I love playoff sports in general.
I love sports, period.
Yeah. But you put the playoff caveat in there, and it's...
I love Lamp.
Nice. Keith had a trident. He killed a guy.
There's a man on fire.
And I killed a guy. And I had a trident.
I killed the guy, and I like it.
Wow.
Taste of his blood, delicious.
I was going to say his positive blood. Sorry, I went in another direction. Any hooser doozer.
Did you see who else got released? Benjamin Watson.
Yes.
Watson?
Yeah, he was finally activated, or finally was off the list, and Mr. Randy Watson got cut. Other news. So is it time for Giants fans to get worried about Sterling Shepard since he's in concussion protocol again for the second time this season?
No, he's not in concussion protocol. He's fucked.
No, that's what I mean. He's in it
no,
again.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know how. How do I say this? I don't know how you continue to play. One, okay. After the second one, I'm done.
Especially in the same season. Like, if you have it, 4 years apart, okay, sure. But, he's only, week 5, and he's got 2 this season already.
If I had a son, he's
on pace for 6 this season.
He wouldn't play for more touchdowns. More than his touchdowns. If I had a son, I wouldn't let him play football. And I love the sport.
You would, okay, wait.
I grew up playing.
Wait, you wouldn't let him play with pads? Would you let him play flag football?
That shit don't count.
But you can get at least some basics. You technically can.
No, because then he might want to play tackle. All right, let me say, if I had a son, I would not allow him to play tackle football.
Okay. Or at least padded. Yeah, the padded football.
But even tackle, because even before I put pads on, or after I took the pads off and all that shit, in between, we used to play tackle just in the streets and in the park and stuff.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Not happening.
Oh my God, I remember doing that with Bill and a whole bunch of they're still friends with him. They're not with me, but
he play sports.
He did. Yeah, he would play football. He actually had some speed to him back in the day.
I used to remember playing tackle football with Eric LeBeer without pads on.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
I did.
I know how big that kid is.
Broke my nose. Just shoved 2 pieces of tissue in it and kept playing.
Thankfully, I was fast enough where I was the fastest person, so nobody could catch me.
I used to be fast.
That was slippery.
When wet.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, it's because I was little, because I was younger than everybody that I played football with, because I was hung out with Brendan and his friends, so.
You were whoop, whoop, whoop.
And I was quick. I've always been quick.
Not to interrupt you really quick since I did the whoop, whoop. I don't know why I did it that way, but on the way here, on the way here, it was great actually listening to ESPN Radio because Chris Berman was doing the radio call on ESPN Radio. Fucking loved it. Anyway, I'm sorry. It just made me think of Chris Berman. Sorry.
Come on. Yeah, I already finished my story.
Oh, sorry.
Football.
What's your story, nigga?
But, I mean, do they really have to worry? And it's not like, no offense to Sterling Shepard, he's a decent receiver, but he's not.
Yeah, it's only his third game. It's only his third game in the league, though. That's why he can still progress to become that.
I know, but
he has the ability.
I mean, he doesn't want to be.
It's not like it's Jordan Reed that it was like, Jordan Reed's a great pass catching tight end, but that guy's been through so many concussions that he should be fucking retired 6 years ago.
He's just a concussion sneezing.
I know.
He's gonna be one of those guys when he's like 48 who's like shaking and can't comprehend and stuff and has to basically this is going to be a sensitive thing I'm about ready to say, almost has to kill himself to just get rid of the pain.
Oh, Junior Seau.
It's sad to say. I mean, Christ, I see it where I work, where people who have had like accidents and stuff like that who kill themselves overdosing because they, I know this is very sensitive and not a topic we normally talk about. I just got kicked in the leg.
I'm trying to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
That was anniversary. What are you doing?
An unintentional kick. Right in the reflex spot, too.
Shut the fuck up, John.
I almost kicked you in return.
Shut up, bitch.
I'm talking about a sensitive
message. Anyway, Jesus.
Wait, do either one of you guys have a ceiling fan?
Yeah. See, in my living room, I do.
You need to do that.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
If I had a ceiling fan, I would do that.
I would somehow do that and fuck it up, and then I'd be picking up toilet paper for the longest time.
I was going to say he's going to break his wrist.
He'd call us. We'd come over and he'd be fucked up with toilet paper strung up like this.
He's like, guys, I don't know what happened. I just took over the line.
It's not strong enough to kill me, but I'm just stuck.
It's a 2-ply.
It's good thing I didn't get that 3-ply, because I'd be dead.
They make 3-ply?
They do.
My ass has never felt so soft.
So, here's a now going again back to the original topic. The original.
The fuck is the topic?
Excuse me. No. The original sport that we talked about.
Basketball?
Yeah.
Basketball?
How come we get all the way to Sterling Shepard?
I'm just going to be talking football.
No. That's why I said going back to the original because I forgot to mention this when we were there.
Listen, we're talking about football, and anybody wants to go all the way back to the beginning of the show.
Remember,
we're time traveling to the beginning of the show.
Remember a while ago we did the pick your poison a handful of weeks ago. To pick your poison for like fantasy football and shit. Pick your poison on who you'd rather have. Well, here's a pick your poison of one of them has to go. Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, or Pop. One has to go. That was pretty quick.
It's going to be easy. I mean, It's not even hard. Phil Jackson was a product of, not saying he wasn't a good coach, but he was a product of his players.
Yeah, he never really had a team that wasn't.
He coached great players.
Superstars.
Not even superstars, great players. He coached 4 of the top 25 players of all time.
I'm going to say Shaq.
Kobe,
Michael,
Scotty. He also could throw the worm in there because his presence. I mean, you can actually look at that whole team. The Horace Grant was an all-star somewhere else at one point. I mean, you can just look at it that way. I mean, you don't even really have to go that deep, really. But I mean, if you wanted to,
not taking nothing away from him. He's good coach, great coach. But compared to those other two,
he had Kukoc on the team, who also
Croatian superstar.
Yeah. It's tough. I thought this was going to be harder, but after I thought about it, I'm like, it's.
Pat Riley coached great players too to begin with, but he also did it with the Knicks, and then he's doing it now as the GM and stuff. So, and Pop is just Pop.
He's
I'm sorry. Pop just takes everybody. Like, doesn't you can think about. He just lost Tim Duncan. What are they going to do? Just lost Kawhi Leonard. What are they going to do? And they still
made the playoffs.
Continue to.
Well, they did get good players back.
DeRozan's not
And Lamar and LaMarcus Aldridge. I almost called him Lamar Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, they're not scrubs, but
No.
they're not Tim Duncan.
No, but that's the thing. It's just like he still takes.
And I could be a prisoner of the moment, being that Pop's current right now and Phil Jackson isn't, and thinking about what Phil Jackson did when he was with the Knicks when he didn't have greatness. So.
And then that same person also posted another one of these pick your poison things. It's 3 people again. Corner 3 to win the game. Who are you passing the ball to and why?
Ray Allen.
Robert Horry, Steph Curry, Ray Allen.
Ray Allen. Ray Allen's the best shooter in the history of the game.
I'm not good at this. I think Horry gets too much credit.
That's because he has 7,000 rings.
Because he hit
The most clutch shots you can think of.
timely, very timely.
But
he wasn't like Ray Allen. He did it as
Over and over and over and
he
over.
did it as the star of the team.
and that's the thing. Is Ray Allen, you think of who am I taking this last shot? You think Ray Allen.
Listen, before you said the name, I said Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. You think Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Like Robert Horry got the ball because of someone else's greatness. Ray Allen got the shot because he was great.
And
Steph, I knew Steph was going to be in there, but I'm still taking Ray Allen.
I like how this guy actually put Robert Horry in this list. Because normally people, especially now, again, like I said earlier, we're getting older. A lot of these younger cats. I don't know why I said younger cats. Anyway.
He hit cat.
Yeah.
showing his age.
Job turkey.
Okay, those young whippersnappers. Yes. Now I lost what I was saying.
You like how
Yes, okay, yes. Yeah. I just like how that was thrown in there. So now I got one more. One of them has to go. Remember the Titans or any given Sunday.
What was the? I didn't hear it.
One of them has to go.
Like you gotta get rid of one of those two.
Remember the Titans or any given Sunday.
Remember the Titans.
That's the one you're getting rid of?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So do I. It's my favorite.
It's one of my favorites.
It's actually my favorite sports movie.
No, Major League.
Major League is my number 2.
Major League.
Major League.
And this comes from a guy who hates baseball.
I don't hate baseball. I used to love the sport. I outgrew it, I think, which is tough saying because I used to love playing. I played more baseball than I did any other sport growing up.
What sports movie? I love a lot of sports
And
movies.
then I switched to basketball, and
I was growing up, mine was basketball and soccer, believe it or
I
not.
wanted to play soccer.
Mine was
I was good at soccer.
basketball and football.
I wanted to play soccer.
Just because of where I grew up at.
I love football too, but I played tight end for my school, which was wrong because I weighed 60 fucking pounds.
That's how St. Lawrence rolled, though.
I know, but
There was not much baseball being played in the hood.
They lost stickball, though.
Yes, it was. Absolutely.
That wasn't a slight. It was that's hard.
Takes a little more talent than
Oh,
swinging a
nice.
baseball.
The hand-eye coordination is wow in that.
It is fun.
And if the ball you used or whatever you used for the ball wasn't bright enough, it's tough to see.
Those little blue rubber handballs.
Yeah, it's tough to see sometimes.
I love stickball.
Because I remember playing that a few times, and I was like, where the fuck's the ball? And it hit me in the leg, or it'd be like 58 feet behind me, and someone's like, it's behind you. What?
That's what we should start a wiffle ball league.
That'd be dope.
A lob ball, wiffle ball league?
No, just wiffle ball league in general.
That'd be dope.
That would be awesome. Somehow I break something. That's
Yes,
just.
you would.
No shit.
And you hurt your back.
Hey, I don't hurt myself during softball season. Apparently during football season, I can't make a full half, though.
You can't even cut.
The worst part was, last year I played the line, offense and defensive line all season. No injury.
And you would think that would be a place.
That's why I told him. I told Brandon, listen, I can't do it this year. I don't want to hurt myself. I totally understand. No. Yeah, I'll play receiver. I got good hands. Drop. I run decent routes. I don't have the speed, but
That drops on YouTube for everybody to see, just to let you know.
I've never watched it. I won't. And they're not going to expect me to get behind them, so every now and then I'll sneak. They're not going to put their fast defender on me.
Yeah.
So what happens? I make a cut, end cut, on a quick slant, and I just collapse.
Yep. We were standing there. What the fuck is that ref's name? Not Wayne.
The new guy?
LePage?
what's his first name? We talked the whole fuck. I feel bad now. I just forgot his name. But anyway, where we were sitting there and we're like, did he run into somebody? Like, did something?
Yep, tough all the time.
We were like, what the hell just happened?
That shit had me out for 4 days. I missed 3 straight days of work. And the 4th day when I went into work, I was hobbling like a mother. And the only reason I went in because it was my last week of work.
Yeah.
Because the doctor asked me how long do I want to be out.
And you were just like, give me 3 days.
Like, just get. No, she was like, I'll give you 3. Do you want long? And I was like, I would. But it's my last week at my job because I'm starting a new job.
You don't want to.
I have to. Yeah, I didn't. But at work, they understood. So that was good.
That is good.
They love me there. They're mad that I left. Not mad, but disappointed I left.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Your happiness sometimes trumps all.
So yeah, Sterling Shepard, I think should.
We're going way back.
Back to where we started before we went on this tangent of basketball again.
That's wow. All
I don't
right.
think we should talk football today now.
Because of that.
Just because. Fuck it. Let's not be like every other show.
All right. Well, then let's do this.
I was joking.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I was serious because that was a great idea.
Oh, all right.
So you're like, shit, they agree with me. Fuck.
I was joking, but you motherfuckers said, yeah, real quick. What the fuck?
We did.
What the fuck just happened?
I think we barely talked. We're talking about the Giants. I mean, we're talking about the Giants.
Hey, we're 2-3, bitch. 2-3.
I'm 3-2.
We're going to be 3-3 after this week.
3-2.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Cowboys, they lost last
They're a
night.
football team?
Yeah, they are. They are.
We them boys.
I've never once said that. That's dumb as fuck. I've been a Cowboys fan no matter how bad we've been.
I've been a Giants fan. Listen, I say I'm a Knicks fan proudly on the show.
See, you're not the only one who says they're a Knicks fan proudly on the show, all right?
I said it when we fucking signed Tim Hardaway Jr. to $900 million.
Sorry.
You weren't on the show, and I'm sure you would have said it too. So.
Anyway.
We the boys.
So Jarvis Landry has passed concussion protocol. Speaking of concussion.
Passed away.
I was going to say, what?
God damn. You said that with a smile and everything. What? So you just traded him away or something? God damn.
And now he's got OBJ in there.
No, I had OBJ and I traded him.
I know.
Jason was mad after last week.
I know. I heard OBJ. No, I know.
Okay, I digress.
It's okay.
A victory is a victory. Ain't got to do shit, but win the game.
Take the win.
I need a couple points from OBJ tonight.
Now, I need Chubb to go up.
You need Chubb to have 447 yards and 12 touchdowns.
I wish my Chubb went off. Anyway.
Might as well be going off tonight. It's our anniversary.
I'm looking at the scores in our league. God, Bill had a bad week. He's projected to have 112. He has 99 right now.
Would have played well?
What's that?
112. Would have played.
Oh, sorry. I didn't pay attention. But yeah, I'm looking at the scores in our league. I still have players to go. Holmes doesn't, and I'm winning. CD is basically at 300 points and his thing's done. And Adam's not gonna touch you. He's got one player left.
You can have a good game.
Who's got to be number one? Your brother?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
No, gotta be number one was Jason.
Yeah,
that's Jason. Oh wait, who's? Oh, out of luck. Okay. Oh, that's right. I beat him last week to make him be the last undefeated to go down.
Yeah, and put me in the first actually.
It does say you're in first.
Yeah, can I have the highest point total heading into this week?
Doesn't matter to me where I'm at as long as I make the playoffs.
Yeah, hey, that's my goal every year in baseball, in the baseball league, and I made the playoffs again this year. I've made it every year I've been in that league. I'm glad I won it once, but making the playoffs is the first step, because once you make the playoffs, that's all that matters.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, because look at this, you can have a week like this, and you could knock off the number one team, like immediately.
We them boys. Oh my God, that's so mad.
Wow, you just all right.
So let's hope that Cleveland's defense has a good game tonight, fellas.
No.
Okay.
No, because we want that money.
I hope it's a shootout. I hope Kittle scoring like 3 touchdowns.
It's okay. It's only 18 points. 21 points, excuse me.
But then Robbie Gould kicks all the extra points. I have him in a couple leagues, so he can kick all them extra
I'm
points.
fine with that because 24 to 28, I think it's 24 to 28. It's 0.
Well, then let's hope for a 44-41 game.
Oh, no,
I'm
no.
okay with that as long as the defense scores some.
No, it's all Jimmy Garoppolo just passing to George
he's
Kittle.
gonna throw a pick or two.
George Kittle.
He's gonna throw a pick or two.
No, it's all going.
That's who I still have left in this league is Jimmy G. Yeah.
He'll throw a pick or two.
As long as he doesn't throw like 9 pick sixes, I'm fine.
I just need 2.
No, I don't need that because then somehow I'll lose.
Listen, I hate to say it. If you lose, you lose.
No. When you're winning by 15.5 points going in and you somehow lose when the person doesn't have anybody playing,
Then sit him.
I can't sit him.
Okay. You can leave a bed.
I can't do that and all.
Listen, if I'm gonna let you know now, if Travis Kelce would have had a better game and I was leading, I would have sat my defense.
Christ, I had Mason Rudolph who got injured.
Who got destroyed?
Yeah, he got destroyed. And I guess Earl Thomas is not going to be punished. He might get a small fine for that.
He has no history.
What's that?
No history.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I had him with his 131 yards, and I still somehow...
Oh, hold on.
Well, I had Will Fuller, which now I'm so glad I didn't get rid
My
of him.
problem was, the only reason why Brandon's ahead of me by as much as he is because fucking Jameis Winston and Lamar Jackson shit the fucking bed. But I got less than...
I'm surprised by only one of those.
I got 25 total fantasy points between the two of them.
Listen,
In our league.
I got 99 points between my between Dak and Amari Cooper in this league.
It was like Cooper got me 59-60. Godwin got me 31-50.
I'm just happy that between my kicker and my defense, I got 32 points.
If I would have had
That's
Gallup
fucking great.
If I would have had Gallup in, I would have done another 30 points.
Yeah, but he just coming off an injury and stuff, it's tough.
And well, that's the thing is I already had Cooper, and I assumed Cooper was going to have a good game based on the matchup that he was going against.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I would have won this week if I would have played my normal lineup.
I love the fact that Austin Eckler had fucking 15 catches.
That's all that pretty much Phillip Rivers did because he got me like 4 points in one league. Yeah, that's all he got. I'm looking at this one league and I go, I got fucking like 4 points from him, 6 points. That's not good. when your quarterback gets you 6 points, which is
Oh, and our double quarterback league, I had 111 points from my quarterbacks.
Yeah, I didn't.
Dak had 60 and Russell Wilson had 50.
when you hear the names Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton, and Will Fuller, you do not expect Keenan Allen to be by far the worst of the three. He got me 5.8 points in this league. Cortland Sutton got me 25.2, and Will Fuller put up a measly 66.7 in our league.
That's it.
With his 14 catches for 217 yards, 3 touchdowns, with the bonus points for the 40-yarder and the 40-yard touchdown.
Listen, when Michael Thomas had 11 for 182, and he's not one of the top 3 receivers from the week, you know shit happened. Shit went real.
Shit went down.
Shit went happening.
Shit went happening. But I'm looking at my other guys. Derrick Henry only got me 13.8, but that's about what he was projected. Zeke went under the projection with 17. Zach Ertz got me 16.7. Then Fournette, who's the last 2-3 weeks has helped a lot, 25.7 with going over 100 again. Plus, he was targeted 7 times. Crown Royal Mustache really enjoys throwing the ball to him, and I'm okay with that.
I faced Delvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen. Them all had.
You went against all of them?
Yeah.
Nice. What league?
Fucking our league.
Oh, really?
That's Brandon's
That's
team.
Brandon's team, dude.
Yeah, that's
He's
why
also got Matty Ice, who had a decent game.
No, he'll fuck up in the playoffs, so it don't matter.
But I
Don't
mean,
talk about Brandon.
I know what you're
those
talking
are
about.
the points, though, that I had to face this week, and that's why I'm getting destroyed.
And you suck.
No. I've actually had a really good fantasy season so far.
With 5 fucking games in.
I made some pretty decent moves, put the right calls in.
Look,
Could you teach me some moves?
With 5
Sorry.
fucking games in. Calm down there, Bill Belichick.
Anybody know that reference I just did?
You just did.
Can you teach me some moves?
It's that wrestling movie.
No.
I was just shooting. I was shooting in there.
No.
I'm shooting blank.
Man, I'm shooting nothing tonight.
The Last Dragon. Pretty good, The Last Dragon.
I didn't know he had that good of a team.
You didn't really want to unleash the dragon.
So here is since we're on fantasy football, who has the most points as a non-quarterback in our league?
As a non-QB in our league?
Yep. because quarterbacks are going to have the most.
Thinking.
And he's ahead of a lot of quarterbacks.
McCaffrey.
It's the only person I can think of.
Is that your final?
Mm-hmm.
It is Christian McCaffrey.
I know. I was looking at this stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got 171.6, and he's on Brandon's team. So you have the number 2 and number 3 people with Dak and Russell. So
Dak was. Russell was number 1 at one point. And then what's his name?
you can't send him. What's that?
Russell was number 1.
I'm looking to see because that is. Let me look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8th. He's 8th total in our league for points. The next closest is fucking Austin Eckler, who I fucking traded away.
But it hasn't really done well for Jason as of right now.
It's done decently for him. It's kept him in the games.
Is he winning them?
No, he's going to be 1-4, I think. I just forgot what he has. So wait, let me look for Yes We Kenneth. Yes We Kenneth with Lamar. You got the number 4, and I'm sitting here with my number 1 guy who had a bye week this week. So technically, you got to go lower there. But I am behind Austin Eckler, my first person at Stafford.
I was looking at that. It's funny you brought that up. I was looking at that earlier.
I'm looking at this list, and it's like, and then the top 2 wideouts in our league, you own Cooper and Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically the same.
23, right?
What's that? 22
and 23.
Something like that. 1, 2. It doesn't give the numbers next to it, so I got to count.
Nah, fucking you.
But they're the number 1 and number 2 because it's for points 123.2 and 120.1.
And I think Michael Thomas
is next.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Keenan Allen is 2 spots down, I believe.
Yeah, I got to go to my next page. It only gives me X
Like
amount.
I said, unfortunately, I had a.
Oh no, Cooper Kupp. It goes Cooper Kupp.
Oh yeah, because
he's had a couple of.
Yeah.
Then DJ Chark.
Yep. Okay.
I was gonna say Chark's been going off.
I'm so mad. I told you to pick him up.
Then there's Keenan Allen. He had a good week this week.
Finally showed up, though.
Who?
Westbrook.
Who's on my bench?
I was gonna say he had some catches and shit. Finally.
I played DJ Moore over him.
I mean, finally, it's good to see because I was high on Tay heading into the season, and dude, it was looking sketchy that start.
Because him and what's the name had, it seemed like they had a pretty good connection.
Him and Bortles.
Not Bortles.
Last year.
Foles.
Yeah, him and last year.
No, I'm talking about this shit, like in
preseason and stuff.
From what I was hearing, because they get.
I was gonna say there was a good talk about it because Day is top off kind of guy.
I love Day.
Solid governor.
It's crazy that for somebody who hasn't played in a little while, that is on this list of, I'm only on page 2 and they're at the top of page 2. Case Keenum.
He's on the list?
Yeah.
It's quarterback play.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm like, who's the free agent available? I'm like, oh, it's Case Keenum.
Yeah, you're going to have him.
I don't fucking want him. Mason Rudolph was only played a couple weeks, is literally just behind Case Keenum.
My quarterbacks are set. I got 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I know. Jason's so mad.
He told me he dropped. I was like, you what? All right.
Oh, he dropped Bruce?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I wish I would have known that shit.
Yeah, why did he drop? I never paid attention that he dropped Breeze.
He dropped Breeze and Newton.
Jason, what are you doing? If you're listening to the show, chime the fuck in, for the love of God.
This week. They were free agents last week.
I didn't even...
I picked them up last week.
I figured... I literally was like, yeah, nobody's dropping anybody.
Because I haven't been looking at quarterbacks because I'm like,
I wasn't. He told me. We were talking. And I told him, you do what?
Okay.
Oh, I'm picking him up.
I'll fucking stash his ass, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Nationals just tied up the Dodgers, 1-1.
And that's with and I got
you got Jacoby Brissett
on the bench too.
Yeah.
I'm not starting him over Wilson or Prescott.
Not even close.
And I'm gonna.
God, I hope Jason's listening.
I'm gonna have Breeze as my
utility
my fill-in for bye weeks if he comes back in time.
I was gonna say Dallas is 8, and
which I think
10. Is it 10?
I think so.
Seattle?
I think Breeze might
For what,
be
bye
back
weeks?
for that game.
Dallas is 8.
But that's why I kept Brissett. Because after the bye weeks, I'm going to draft him.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to package him and try and trade. Especially if Brissett keeps playing as well as he is, and I can get something decent. Like if I package something with Breeze, a wide receiver 2, I can get something decent back from him.
Wow, that is crazy. Cortland Sutton has more fantasy points than Julio. Julio Jones. Yeah.
Well, this is probably I'm going to above Julio right now.
Julio got his money. He can give a fuck.
It's true.
He's like, fuck y'all niggas.
I got my money.
But I mean, everybody else gets the stop the Julio name.
The triple team. And you got one underneath, one on top of him, and one over the top.
Yep.
And he still ends up with 7 catches.
You get people like Mohamed Sanu and Calvin Ridley who just get to go, I'm open, one-on-one coverage, give me the ball.
It ain't no one's around me.
You can also throw Austin Hooper on that
I was
list,
going to
too.
say, forget the linebacker that's standing here confused. Like,
Austin
wait, what?
Hooper.
Mr. Hooper.
No, it's a Hooper.
Mr. Hooper.
Hanging with Mr. Hooper.
Jesus.
Hooper.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
I'm looking at page 3 now.
I thought we were just talking about our fantasy fucking stats.
Well, fantasy football talk. I mean, that's all you got to do is discuss that kind of shit, and it's.
We should do a show every week, fantasy show.
This is a fantasy show where we pretend to be roundtable.
A 1 hour.
Wow.
A 1 hour fantasy.
Wow.
A 1 hour not a clue podcast fantasy show every week.
I wish we could do that.
That would be dope.
That would be. But when the hell would we do it?
Talk matchups and everything.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean,
We barely get enough time to do this one sometimes.
I know.
I mean, do you know what we're going to do? We all send each other, like, talking points and then just have one person read it off? And then
No, that would be because the novelty and the fun of the show is the banter.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
it is. Although I do notice that when you guys send me things and I just read a 2-minute blurb, we get a lot of people just checking it out because it's like
Short attention man.
Well, I was gonna say because it's like a 4-minute thing. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Like I don't want to listen for 2 hours.
I gotta put the food away. God, I'm getting fucked over tonight.
Wow. Not in the good way either. Not in the good way.
I'll do it once he starts movie voice. It gives me a 2-minute window.
Oh, here's not speaking of movie voice. If we have other people on the show as guests coming up soon, are we going to do what we were talking about the fantasy?
Paying him?
No, about the fantasy.
The fantasy.
The all-time fantasy, like.
I was trying to be funny.
Oh.
And they're going to pay people to be on here? Wait, people get paid to be on this?
Brad cuts me a check every week.
Fly ball.
You're like the guy. You're like Pindar in Deadpool.
There you go.
You're hired. Fuck.
Yes.
But are we gonna do the all-time fantasy teams
Next week? People here are not.
Might as well. I mean, we're just going to put polls see who gets voted as the better team.
Okay.
Like, even if it just comes down to us three doing our own team
Okay.
and throwing it up, I would like to.
All right. So okay, we'll advertise it now. Do you want to speak it or do you want me to speak it?
Go for it.
Okay. So next week, at least the 3 of us, if our buddy Bill or Jason or Brandon, people who have been on the show before, if they want to do it as well, we're going to be doing a all-time fantasy team where we take. Are we gonna do? It was 1 quarterback, right?
We can set the parameters before the show.
Okay. Well, we're gonna use like the 3 wideouts, 2 running backs. That's a normal thing. The tight end, a defense. Are we gonna still do defense?
Yes.
Are we gonna do? Are we gonna do kicker?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do all that. Basically like a fantasy team, but we're gonna use all time. Like it could be, you can pick Peyton Manning if you wanted to, or you can pick.
I'm sorry, Chrissy just posted this an hour ago. Tom Brady. The Tom Brady jersey that she's wearing.
I was just making sure everything was okay.
No, it's not okay.
Ah.
It's grounds for divorce.
Good Lord. It's almost like not celebrating an anniversary.
It's okay, you're not listening.
Here it is, motherfucker. You say the D-word right now. Yeah.
Glad he ignored my comment.
I heard you, bitch.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know the D word trumped it.
Wow, D-Trump. I get you. I feel what you did there.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Wow.
I am.
Wow.
All orange and everything.
Wow. He's going to impeach you from the show.
Oh, political talk.
Political.
The show's getting too political for me. I gotta go.
Fly ball.
Trump.
Oh,
Dropped. Nice.
Mix it up a little bit.
It's the third time you and I have said the same exact word for a response.
oh, did you say nice?
Yeah, at the same exact time.
Nice.
All right. So, anything else you want to talk about sports related before we get into movie voice?
Only gonna be 3 games in the North Country Flag Football League this week.
Oh yeah, we told.
For the future because we added a team.
Woohoo! So we're back to 5. Oh yeah, by the way, North Country Flag Football League, which if Brandon were here, he would actually be able to discuss it a little bit more. But so what's the name of the team? Like, what's the sponsor?
I don't know who the sponsor is. Brandon didn't give me that information.
Okay, because I am going to need to know this.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I'm going to need to know it too because Brandon's not going to be there and it's going to be their first week there, so I'm going to have to break rules down and everything to him and everything.
Did you
So
see a big post you put on Facebook?
I did.
Don't fucking volunteer me, bitch.
But
I got your back.
so
I'll show up a little bit earlier.
as I say, I'm-
So it's 9 o'clock now instead of 8
It's
o'clock?
9 o'clock.
Okay.
Good.
That sucks for me
it does
because I wanted it to still be 8.
I mean,
Because I get out of work and I stay awake because of this. If we could have been done an hour earlier, beautiful for me.
I would have liked it to be the 8 o'clock start as well myself, just in case games ran late.
Mm-hmm.
We're still
And
getting
it's
home at
8:30.
like that.
Why did he make that decision without consulting anybody?
I don't know. Is Brandon.
I
I think it might help the mall as well.
yeah.
Them not having to have somebody there as early. But
Well, it also could have came down to if you saw what happened this week with the lack of people that showed up until almost 9 o'clock.
well, our game wasn't supposed to be till 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's what I mean. The team.
Our game wasn't supposed to be till 9 o'clock, and the team that was supposed to be there was at a Yankees playoff baseball game.
I ain't mad at him.
Exactly. Like, I completely understand.
I was surprised when I saw what team it was, but then I heard the explanation.
And my idea is just let us know before it happens, so we don't have to get people there
Yeah.
and cause this kind of thing. Like, if you're going to forfeit, let us know.
Yeah. Because you still got to, people had to go there. Refs.
One of the real teammates came from Shattered Game because he's not on Facebook anymore and did not know that they weren't going to be there.
God, that's gotta suck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then he tried to pay refs, and I was like, no.
Actually, I'm gonna take the blame for that.
And I said no too, but he just kept putting it in my hand.
Yeah, I literally took it out of his hand. It was like, take your money back.
Yeah. But still, we're also going to discuss some things. There's going to be a few little changes throughout the. But
I think we
that's
should.
for another time. That's not going to be down here.
I think we should form a coup. Overthrow Brandon. Yeah, I think that's fine.
And make it even worse, put Chrissy in charge.
No, I don't want a dictator.
I don't want to cheat her. She's a Tom Brady fan.
Wow.
Whoa.
I'm glad you instantly went that direction immediately.
Of course.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
I love my family.
Holy shit.
I love my family.
Holy shit. Okay, let's go to the movie now, shall we?
Fuck Mario?
I'm trying to distract.
He's going to do Mario movie voice.
No.
Please.
I know.
What was that?
I'm trying to combine movie voice with Mario.
God, that wasn't even Wario.
That sounded like you were going to shit yourself.
Yeah.
He did have Taco Bell.
Touche.
Bring, ba-dum, bring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I just spit on you. I did not expect that.
That's where you lost.
She's a spitter. Anyway.
Take it like a champ.
Whoa.
Shit was hard.
God.
Shit, I gotta run to the store now.
Any hooser doozer. It's time for the movie portion of the program.
I gotta pee.
This is the part of the show where we talk about the movies that are coming out this week, The major releases. I mean, there's going to be some that are considered major. Well, they're considered major releases, but I don't know who the hell they are. And then there are some I like to do because I cannot pronounce names, and it's a fun little thing that I like to do. And hearing it kind of gets people to go, dude, how bad is that? But anyway, we bring in Movie Voice, and we decide whether we want to watch it in the theater, watch it on like HBO, Redbox, Netflix, blah, blah, blah. Or if we... Hello, Bella. Bellas. Or if we want to not watch it and do some version of No, which usually Keith or CD come up with something. What do you have today? Keith, what do you have today? I'm going to need something here. As I just start petting your leg instead of the dog.
Soundbite insert here.
I'm petting the dog, and I'm like, that's not the dog. I was petting Keith's leg.
Hey, family reunion.
Ow! That's our mantra. Anyway.
Don't you dare try to caca.
We play more than one version of cornhole.
You motherfuckers went caca.
We play more than one version of cornhole.
Because
Also.
we know caca.
Touche. Bing bong. Anywho, first is an action drama sci-fi thriller. An over-the-hill hitman faces off against a younger clone of himself. Why is he not first? Starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Will Smith, Clive Owen, and Douglas Hodge.
Don't forget Will Smith.
And Will Smith.
I was going to say, he's in there twice.
Gemini Man.
I wonder if he got 2 checks. I'm going to see this.
I want to see it. I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's an eventual thing. Oh, hey, what's up, Anna?
I won't theater it, but I'm going to see it.
Yeah, I'll watch it
It's an
eventually.
eventual one.
Like if we had one of those like second run theaters, which were cheap, I would probably go to the theater more often.
Yeah.
Because on like a night like this, when the show is done, I would go to the fucking theater and watch like the 9 o'clock showing of something if we had that around here.
Shit, we barely got a fucking first run theater.
No, that's my point. Like if I lived in an area that had like one or two, like you know how sometimes like if you go to a movieplex in a mall, one of the theaters is designated for like the second run and the tickets are like half price. Or you go to like Rochester has one, and that's where I went and saw 8mm one time. Was the Nicolas Cage movie. It's actually a really good. It's actually a good Nicolas Cage movie. That was back when he made decent movies. Tee. Nicolas Cage. No, after like 2000 and
Ever.
No,
He's got 2 good movies, maybe 3,
okay.
which is really good.
Okay, what are the other 2?
I love National Treasure.
That's a good movie.
It doesn't predicate on Nick Cage to make that a great movie, though, I feel, but it's still a great movie.
And what's your other one?
I like Snake Eyes.
Face Off?
No, Snake Eyes.
No, Face Off was a good movie. I love Face Off.
Yes.
It's a good movie, but Snake Eyes is
Snake Eyes is a good movie too.
Okay.
It also revolves around sports.
He's got a couple okay movies. You know what it is? He's had so many.
Raising Arizona was also really good back in the 80s.
A lot of his other
Back in
movies
the 80s?
have
Raising Arizona was 1988, 89. Yeah, that's actually a good movie.
movies have cast a shadow on his older stuff.
No,
That's
just his
actually-
bad.
It's cast a tax poor shadow over
His bad acting cast a shadow over his acting.
his overdramatic, whatever the hell you want to do. Yeah.
Like even in Face Off, he was way over dramatic, but the role kind of.
He
He did a really good job of both of them. Him and Travolta did a really good job of taking each other's mannerisms and conveying it into their.
Yeah. And it was like Travolta was trying to be over the top to make the Nicolas Cage over the top
Exactly.
become okay, I see.
And it played out perfect.
Yeah.
You could have asked for a better combo doing that.
Yeah, I actually, I agree with that. I love Face Off. That's why when he all of a sudden when he said Snake Eyes before Face Off, I was like, wait a minute.
Snake Eyes is a good movie.
Snake Eyes is a good movie, and again, the premise is around a sports event, so it's. So would you consider that a sports movie?
No. I was going to say very little to do with the sport.
Okay,
So.
I have to ask just because it's predicated around a sport. So,
I think you could have put anything in that as the.
but then let's go into this caveat because Bruce Willis came out and said Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, but people consider it a Christmas movie because it's revolved around Christmas.
Sequel's stupid.
I think it's a Christmas movie.
No.
I think it's a better Christmas movie than most Christmas movies.
That's kind of like I want to be a Christmas movie.
It came out in June.
I want people to sit there.
Or August.
Yeah, but it's the event happens on Christmas Eve.
You could have put it at Easter, and I don't think that...
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have the snow.
Yeah, you would have.
No, you wouldn't have.
It snows in April, ain't up here.
This is not up here, though.
I'm just saying. Oh, all right. If they put it in New York instead of L.A., you could have put it at fucking Columbus Day. It could snow next week.
It could have snowed the other day. When
What company throws a Columbus Day party?
Fuck if I know.
Racist ones.
Anheuser-Busch. There you go.
What?
Trump Towers. Anyway.
Oh!
We got so political.
We did. We got touched on a lot of political subjects.
Yeah, I think today was one of those days where we had to branch into one, and I think it spawned a lot of extra shit. Oh well. Nakatomi Tower.
And it's not a Christmas movie.
It is so.
No, it's not.
You're outnumbered, member of the KA family.
I'm outgunned.
Now I have a gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Sorry. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I literally was about ready to fucking say that. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
I used to get called yippee-ki-yay in school by one of my teachers.
You're stupid, go.
God, I used to get called gay. That was what I got.
Yippee-ki-yay.
No, they called me gay all the time. That was my awesome nickname.
I was also called Queef.
Well, now you could say it's Chief Queef. See?
Like the rapper.
I want to go check on my dog.
Next is an animation, comedy, family, fantasy, horror. Wow. That's a lot
Addams
of...
Family?
An animated version of Charles Addams' series of cartoons in a peculiar ghoulish family, starring Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron, Chloe Grace Moretz, and Finn Wolfhard. The Addams Family.
It's a good guess.
It was.
I've seen some previews for this and I'm not intrigued. I don't like. I mean, I love Chloe Grace Moretz. I think
But it's a cartoon. It's one of these things where I wish they made another Addams Family movie.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I know they couldn't use the same people from years ago because Raul Julia's dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still could have had everybody else. Literally, you could have had everybody else.
Yeah, all grown up like a future type thing.
Because Christopher Lloyd's still alive. The lady who played Morticia, I'm right now just blanking on her name. Oh my god, she played a witch in other movies too. But she's still alive. Christina Ricci is gorgeous and still alive. I had to throw that caveat in there.
But
Yeah, I don't want to see this. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it's got 5 categories. Like, usually 3 is too many, but 5. And the fact they threw horror in there is...
Yeah,
it's a stretch.
It's the worst use of the word horror.
Coming from somebody who may enjoy horror movies, this is not horror.
Listen.
If you have a PG movie, it's not horror, in my opinion. You can't have a PG horror movie. You can't.
If it's animated, I don't think it can be too much of a horror either, because it takes the reality out of the situation.
Yeah.
Attack of the Killer Donuts.
Never seen it.
You fucking asshole. You can't be on the show.
You better see it. Like, that is your goal. Watch the movie. You have to watch it.
I'm not joking.
It's amazing. The fact that he told me that he had seen it. This is our connection. Besides sports.
It's amazingly amazing.
Yeah.
He made you Wakanda because you liked the movie?
Yes?
Alright. I have to watch it. I gotta become Wakanda.
Wakandi.
Oh, sorry.
Wakanda's a place. You're a Wakandi. You're gonna fucking migrate. Get the shit right, bitch.
Next is a comedy thriller drama. Oh boy. All unemployed. Kai Tykes. Kai Tykes' family takes particular interest in the wealthy and glamorous glamorous parks for their livelihood until they get entangled in an unexpected incident. Starring Kang Ho Song, Jun Hyung Jo, So Damn Park.
So Damn Park.
That is the name. Woo Sik Choi.
Woo Sik Choi.
Parasite.
I'll show you a Parasite.
What the hell movie is this?
I've seen not the previews, Pictures, like, no,
Screenshots or
the movie posters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The premise is kind of. They don't want to see it.
Like reading it, you wouldn't even tell that it looks like it would be a good fucking movie. Honestly. Just saying. Usually I try to watch all the trailers, but this week I literally, since I slept all day yesterday, guess what I didn't do? Watch the trailers for the movies I hadn't seen.
Ouch. She's getting real again.
Oh, well, because I slept, I also didn't get to do that either. We're getting technical.
Listen, if you were good, you would do it in your sleep like me.
I wish I were that good.
I'm not that good. I'm going to be that good tonight.
He thinks he does it? What's your hand?
She don't touch me.
No, she cut you. It's different.
Wow. Holy shit.
It's not right.
Next, comedy. Just a comedy.
I don't want to hear it.
No, I'm intrigued. It's got one title.
It can't be good.
Now here it is, a comedy about what can happen when you love your phone more than anything else in your life.
Oh,
I've seen previews.
Starring Rose Byrne, Adam Devine, Alexander Shipp, and Justin Hartley. Jexy.
It looks absolutely fucking hideous.
Looks terrible.
It does. Premise is stupid. My phone actually loves me back. It's an AI.
I think it's like that stupid movie where, like, with Joaquin Phoenix, where he married the AI.
Oh, yeah.
Her? Was that Her?
I think it's something
yeah,
like
Her. Yeah, that was the name of that movie, Her.
What? Are you getting treats? Are you getting nums? Or are you excited for it? We'll get those too.
Yes, Daddy made me my own beef broth.
Aye.
Good stuff.
Homemade beef broth from my dog.
Yeah.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
Next! Because I'm guessing we're not seeing that last movie.
Yeah, I thought we passed that one already.
Okay. Next is
we all said it was a stupid premise.
Next is a comedy horror.
A Kahara.
Horror.
I just said that.
A horror-y?
Yeah, I like already better.
Already does sound a little more clear.
And this doesn't open on the weekend. It opens tomorrow, just in case you want to get a jump start on the horror-y. A washed-up...
Horny?
Horror-y.
Oh, I like Horny better now.
A washed-up musician teams up with a teacher and a kid show personality to protect young children from a sudden outbreak of zombies. Starring... Oh, God. I always butcher this lady's name, and I feel so bad because she's actually kind of a star. Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah, there you go. Josh Gad, Alexander England, and Stephen Peacock. Little Monsters. Since it's actually a horror movie and it's a zombie movie, by default, I will check this out eventually.
No, you do it and tell me how bad it is.
About it. So
yeah, I haven't seen anything about it either.
I mean, I know who Josh Gad is. I know who a few of those names are. I've never seen a single preview for this.
I haven't either, and it opens tomorrow.
And that's odd.
Yeah.
A Tuesday release.
Yeah. Next is a thriller. Just a thriller.
Michael Jackson?
Okay. Oh, wow. Whoa. That's expensive. Don't do that. A hospital psychiatrist. Hospital. It's CD and I that would be paying.
Not me.
we're
LLC, Brad Kelly.
A hospital psychiatrist's own sanity is pushed to the edge when a frightened amnesiac patient insists that he has died and brought something terrible back from the other side. Starring Shane Carruth, Porna, that's her name, Porna Yaganathan, Jeremy Childs, Bill Freely. The Dead Center.
I'll bill you freely.
The poster looks kind of cool. It's a person like cut in half with like weird like venom like strings in the middle, and there's something in the middle, and I can't tell what it is from here. Looks kind of cool, but again, even though it's listed as a thriller, I'm gonna guess this is more horror than thriller. So, well, by default, gonna have to watch it.
I'm good, thanks though.
Oh yeah, I started watching horror movies for the month, and I have forgotten to post my reviews because I've been watching some pretty doozies.
You know, I actually watched something and I said I wasn't going to. I watched Happy Death Day.
Oh, did you? Ah.
I mean, it was kind of sparingly watched because I was cooking and cleaning at the same time, but...
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were having sex.
Yeah. Cooking and cleaning at the same time.
Because I was going to ask if it was a death day when you did that. To be honest, I still haven't watched Happy Death Day.
To be honest, I don't give a fuck about it.
To be honest, it's really not...
There's a lot of to be honest that's going on here.
It's really not that much of a thriller, honestly. It's more of a comedy than it is anything else. I feel.
And I definitely have to watch it. We're going to skip that one because it's a documentary of something I have no idea what it is. And so we're going to go to the last one. Oh, boy.
It's a civil rights movement.
What's that?
Exactly.
And then the last one is a romance. Just a romance.
Wow, that's 3 things that are just one thing.
Oh, the one I skipped is just one also. A documentary. Yeah. A young choreographer cast a contemporary dancer in an innovative pianist in New York's most anticipated new Broadway show, starring Jane Seymour, Thomas Doherty, Ace Body, Julia Doherty, high-strung free dance. The fuck?
Exactly.
It's gotta be high-strung to watch this.
Apparently so. Holy shit.
Or want some free bass.
You know what? I think that's where you gotta go there.
It's gotta be high.
I'm hungry now.
Something.
Something like
You're
a
not dancing in the
phenomenon.
theaters.
You be dancing in the dark. Anyway, that's expensive also. I don't want to do that one. So now here is the top 10 from the previous week. Number 1 in its first weekend out. I don't know why I'm doing that voice.
Okay.
It made $96.2 million. You want to guess?
Poker.
No.
You look constipated.
I know. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm playing with that.
Joker. Joker was number 1. Made 96.2. That's not bad.
That's it? Fucking step your game up.
I know. Didn't make 100.
I've heard
Weak.
lots of negative things, actually, about it.
I've heard a lot of positives.
I've also heard some positives.
Yeah. I've heard more positives than negative.
I've heard people have walked out of the theater because it's too disturbing for them. I've heard those sort of things, but again, you hear every little bad thing about this movie.
You're not going to watch the animated Addams Family and thinking it's.
And that's what I mean.
You're watching an R movie, for Christ's
And
sake.
that's what I mean. I think a lot of people are going as in like, oh, I'm gonna bring my kid to watch. It's not meant for fucking children.
Well, I mean, if there's fucking children in it, I mean, there's a problem. But that's another story for another time and another crime. But that's
not the point of the
I know.
the movie, and I think people are just blowing it out of proportion.
I think people are also doing that for attention.
That's what it is. Not to mention the whole issue with the whole Joker thing, and everybody equates this with the whole tragedy that happened with the other Batman that had Joker in it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, shooting.
Oh, Jesus fucking fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking fuck.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. Anywho.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Those things. That type of shit pisses me off even more than normal political shit.
It's not political shit. It's just dumb people.
Yeah, but it becomes political, and then they try to blame things.
It becomes mob mentality.
Well, look at trying to blame video games and shit because they're now not selling certain video games or not advertising certain video games, like a Call of Duty and shit like that, because of a fucking mass shooting. But yet, when there was a mass shooting at an actual gaming convention, still was nothing. It's like, yeah, but anyway, that's another story for another time. Number 2 in its second weekend out, 37.8 total, 11.9 on the weekend. Abominable.
You're abominable.
You're adorable. Wait, what?
Aww.
That was supposed to be an insult. Damn it!
That was the worst insult you could ever give me.
I know, that was the worstest.
I liked it.
In third place, I can't believe this movie has made $73.6 million. Made 8 over the weekend. Downton Abbey.
You're a Downton Abbey.
Okay.
I tried watching this show because everyone's like, oh my god, it's so good. And that's pretty much how they sounded. And I watched it, and I got about 8 minutes into it, and I'm like, this is fucking boring. Like, I literally could have taken a shit and it would have been more entertaining.
Listen, some of my shits are really entertaining.
Yeah, but
I drop him seriously.
but you're not sitting there reading something or playing on your phone or something. You are literally just sitting there dropping a fiery deuce, and that's more entertaining. Even though you're bleeding, it hurts so bad, and you feel like.
What do you do when you're in the bathroom?
What are you talking about?
That's a normal bowel movement.
Yeah, that's a normal bowel movement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Are you doing it wrong?
God, you're supposed to have blood. You're supposed to be oozing blood like a champion. You're supposed to have like period butt.
Exactly.
What is that?
What the fuck is this show?
Let it go.
Hashtag period butt.
That's the name of the next week's show.
That will never trend ever.
Oh, it's trending.
It's trending here.
That's all that matters.
Coming in fourth, and it's made 91.4 in its fourth weekend out. It's made 6.4 over the weekend. Hustlers. I just want you to know. To not do that again. It's also funny how the top 5 movies have been out for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 weeks. Because number 5, its 5th weekend out. 202.2 million, 5.3 over the weekend. It Chapter 2.
Still haven't seen it. I do want to watch it.
In 6th place in its 2nd week out. 9.1 total, 4.6 over the weekend. The documentary, that Judy movie there. That Judy Garland.
Judy.
Wow.
Judy Young.
Oof.
Wow.
Wow.
I have no idea.
Well, that is. Woof.
Back to political again.
Yeah. God damn, man. Coming in 7th place.
Let me in the house.
Not Aaron.
Coming in 7th place, 43.3 total, 4.2 over the weekend. Ad Astra. Also in its 3rd weekend out, made 39.9 over the weekend, or 39.9 total, 3.6 over the weekend. Rambo: Last Blood. Coming in, what are you doing, Bella? What are you doing?
Period butt. Rambo period butt.
Last period, but
Oh,
thank
sorry.
you.
I'm mad at you for snitching.
Coming in 9th in its first weekend out, 2.1 total, 1.6 technically over the weekend. War.
Ooh!
Wow, all right. Apparently it's catchy.
I'm in the sync with people today.
It's like herpes.
I'm in the sync with everybody but Aaron.
Is it sad I was about ready to say that? What is
What
that?
do you got, bro?
It's a box. It's like a ring box. It's got the anniversary gift in it. Why
No, don't.
And in number 10, it made 900,000 over the weekend. That's, again, remember that's only the 2nd time that we've seen this. It's 8th week out, 82 million total. Good Boys. Still making some money. So let's see. Joker's in 43.74 for theaters. Abominable, not Abominable. Wow, I went to the...
Adorable.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, 4,248
Get your
theaters.
shit together. Get your shit together.
Downton
Yeah, he's got a period butt.
Touche. Yeah.
Abbey's in 35.48. Hustlers is in 30.30. It Chapter 2 is in 31.63. Judy's in 14.58. Ad Astra is in 29.10.
2910?
I was hoping no one got that. Rambo: Last Period Butt is in 2900. War.
Welcome to Breath Dead Time.
Nice. I appreciate that joke.
Show's over.
Got to end on a high note.
We can't top this one. War is in 305. My Country, My People. What the fuck movie is that?
My country.
We didn't talk about this one. That was last week. It's only in 67 theaters. But it made...
That's probably for the best. I think it's a white supremacist movie.
I'm clicking on it now just to see super fast. Oh, it's an Asian movie. It's an Asian movie. You were not even close.
I'm girl supremacy.
Wow. Wow. Good Boys in 1,006. Lion King still in 1,034. Lion King's up to 541 mil.
Oh, what you got?
That's it?
Still a lot of money. Hobbs and Shaw's in 682. Angels Fallen down to 8. That was in like 2,000 last week. It's in 831 this week. Overcomer in 674. Peanut Butter Falcon still in 623.
Bella!
Got a piece of it eye.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark down to 577. Dora still in 481. It cracked 60 million. That's probably what they're waiting for. The Linda Ronstadt documentary, The Sound of My Voice, and 204. Toy Story 4 on DVD?
Oh, no.
Okay, because it's still in 243. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's got to be getting close as well. That's 256. Brittany Runs a Marathon is in 348. Angry Birds Movie 2, isn't that on DVD now? I've seen a commercial for that DVD. Maybe it's coming soon. Oh, she's got a giant chunk out of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, she was like chewing her.
Hopefully there's nothing in it.
No.
And she keeps going.
Oh, yeah, she's eating.
Her mouth now.
Yeah, she's now eating it. She's now eating the giant piece of it.
Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah, there's only a little piece left on the floor there. Next, Angry Bird Movie 2, 248. Spider-Man Far From Home. That is on DVD.
Yes.
213 still. Oh, I almost called this something different. It's Promare. I almost called it Paramore.
Oh, wow.
In 33. 47 meters down uncaged in 145. Happy anniversary, Aaron.
Thank you.
47 meters down.
I almost closed your computer.
40 uncaged is in 145. Aladdin's on DVD, right?
I don't know, but I know it's on. You can rent it on cable.
Okay, so it must be 105 still. Men in Black International.
Men in Black Men.
At 55. Lucy in the Sky, 37. Ready or Not, 125. The Art of Racing in the Rains in 103. Goldfinch, 86. Farewell, 40. Yep, that movie's in 33. Blinded by the Light, down to 75. That turned into a bomb with only 11 million.
What movie was that?
Blinded by the Light, where the guy comes from England for Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, yeah.
He's ripped up like a douche.
Wow. So it's just a rumor in the night. Don't worry about it.
Somehow you really feel.
My God. What?
You want me to tell you that?
The Other Side of Heaven, Part 2, is still in theaters.
Part 1?
It's still, I don't know. We've discussed this.
I watched Part 1. It was
The Fighting Preacher is in 24 still.
The only Part 1 I've ever watched is.
Wow.
Did you watch them? I never get past 36 seconds.
Some documentary called Desolation Centers in 4. Echo in the Canyon still in 4. Before You Know It's in 11-teen.
I've watched that one.
11-teen. It's the story of my life.
Fiddler, A Miracle of Miracles is still in 8. Celebration is in 1 theater. And in just the 1 theater, it made on Friday, 1401, Saturday, 1809, and Sunday, 1824. In 1 theater. Damn.
It's the only thing that theater shows. So every single,
All right.
it's like our movieplex. It's got 8 theaters that run it all day long. Same movie over and over again.
And over. And over.
And one person buys out at the theater each time, but it's basically just one fancy hooker sex den.
Okay, there's this, and then how do I get there?
That's about what I was going to say, too.
Beat you to it.
God damn. All right. Now we'll do a couple quick polls, and then we're off the air.
Wow.
Who do you hate more when it comes to Boston sports?
Brad.
Kyrie Irving or Antonio Brown?
Neither one.
Tom Brady?
Good one. There you go.
But this was a Boston poll, so it's the people who are now no longer in Boston.
Tom Brady?
He's still in Boston.
Now when he travels for away games.
Antonio Brown, I guess? I don't know.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. Who from the wild card has a better chance to win their division series matchup, the Nationals or the Rays? The Nationals won with 71%.
I choose Ford.
Wow.
This is why we don't like you sometimes. just a heads up.
And then one that I wanted to talk about because I was a big fan of both shows. Which show, now that everyone has seen both of these shows, not everybody, but at least I did, which was better, NXT that was on USA or AEW, which is the new competition for the WWE? And AEW got 77% of the vote.
Which one is the new show that just started?
AEW. That's the new wrestling company. They got Jericho.
Cody Rhodes, right?
Yep. That's the one he started. Yep. And it's a bad sign when last night at the WWE pay-per-view, when the main event ended, the crowd is chanting refund, bullshit, and AEW. Because the ending to the pay-per-view last night, which Hell in the Cell, you're thinking, oh, it's got to be a good ending. It was a Hell in the Cell match that ended in a DQ.
Nice.
When you're not.
How do you DQ?
Thank you. That's exactly.
I answered them like,
I remember people getting put through the cell from outside the cell. How the fuck you get DQ once you get out the cell?
They were still in the cell. And the ref DQ'd Seth Rollins against The Fiend because he used a sledgehammer.
Okay.
Won't you beat it right? Sledgehammer.
Wow. That's pure white boy right there.
Yeah, that one.
It's Peter Gabriel, for the record.
Right over my head.
It's a great video. One of the best music videos of all time. But anyway, I forgot where I was going.
Sorry.
You totally.
You got DQ for sledgehammer.
Yeah, but immediately the ref called for the bell, and the crowd booed so loudly.
Alright, but did something go wrong?
No, because 6 seconds when the cage went up and the medics were in there checking on the Fiend got right up and put his finishing move on Seth Rollins. It's like, what is going on? And then he attacked Seth Rollins afterwards and was still going, and so that's why the crowd got more, like, they were happy that he was attacking Seth Rollins, but they were pissed because they're like, this should be going. It still should be going because look, he's kicking his ass now outside of the cage. It was a terrible ending. You could see why people are very happy with AEW and the fact that it almost doubled WWE's NXT on Wednesday in the ratings, 1.45 million to 800,000.
But WWE just made the move to Fox.
I got 3.9 million though. They got almost 4. They were just under 4 million, and they said if they got over 3 million, they were making money.
And they would have did more if Dish wasn't in contract dispute.
What's that?
Dish and Fox didn't have a contract until Sunday. Like a lot of the Fox, FX1 and Fox and a lot of channels, Dish was it was blacked out.
Yeah, and it's actually they did make that deal. Yeah, I was gonna say, but they still had 3.91, I think is what it was. Basically 4 million people. That's a lot of fucking people to watch a Friday night premiere of something on.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I was getting ready for work. I couldn't watch it. I watched it on my DVR though. Anyway, that's the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been Not a Clue Podcast. Remember, find us here at Spreaker.com/show/Not a Clue Podcast, Facebook.com/Not a Clue Podcast. Find us on that Twitter thingy at Not a Clue Pod. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm glad somebody did it.
Slacking over there.
I know, he is. God, that fucking intern. First name of the channel, Not a Clue, all one word, Tech is Podcast. We're also on Instagram at Not a Clue Podcast. So
North Country Flag Football.
Yes, Facebook.com/North Country Flag Football.
Catch some on Sundays, we got second half coverage usually brought to us by Not a Clue Podcast.
Yep, this is true. The videos that you see on either the Facebook page or the YouTube page are done by us. And
when he says us, he means his.
Yeah, it's me.
It's Brad.
It's me.
I appreciate him for doing it.
I could give a fuck less.
I appreciate it. I love watching. Even if it ain't me, I'm watching it still.
It's not like great highlights. It's just me filming shit for the first half.
Listen, it's great highlights.
That's better than what I get.
And then I changed the perspective this week on the live views, on the live streams.
You were up at the...
Yeah, well, you were with me. Yeah.
Until I went poop.
Yeah.
Think you needed that one.
But even though it was 4-on-4, so it wasn't like the greatest. Wow. All right, that's the end right there. Have a good one, CD.
That's the end of CD.
CD, enjoy your night. Hope you guys have a good anniversary.
At least the rest of it.
Wow. My God, he is just going. So, on that note, I'm Brad.
I'm fucked.
That's CD.
Perfect.
And...
Yes, we kind of think
that's the intern, Keith. Have a good one, everybody.
What kind of flavor Black Lives Matter?
Oh, yeah, what kind of flavor? I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to...